channel. If it's your first time here, this is the Katie Cat Nails channel. We're going to go ahead and get right into our latest unboxing. This video is a few days late. Yeah, so this is supposed to be my Halloween video. This is the only Halloween video that I ended up getting a chance to make, which is very disappointing because Halloween is my shiznit. So I did not get to do much Halloween at all. But here we go. We have the Val-o-ween Your Nail Lab in a box, and we're just gonna go ahead and unbox it today and get into the nail set that I created. So this card is absolutely adorable. I'm definitely keeping it because it has the adorable like scenery for Halloween on the back, and then has this cute little message from Vanity Val, and it starts off with my bougie friend, which is absolutely adorable. So the first couple things in the box are these two polygels. One was Azalea, which is a jelly pink. The other one is 13 something or other. It is a like shimmery kind of like gunmetal color. Definitely a super cool polygel that somehow ended up being jelly as well. I also got these super cute purple little decals for Encapsulation. These super pretty fuchsia rhinestones. Then I also got this absolutely gorgeous, it's called Scarlet Demeanor. It's a beautiful, beautiful deep burgundy reflective jelly polish. It was super pretty. I absolutely loved it. I also got this pot of their, I guess it's like their super thick formula of ultra thick formula of their rhinestone gel glue. I did not use this today, and I'm not going to like open it right away, other than to just show you how thick this stuff is, just because I still have quite a bit of the regular rhinestone glue in the tube, and I also still have a pot of the Beetles rhinestone glue that I have not used up yet. The next thing was this super pretty purple reflective liner polish. It is a purple pigmented polish, and then it has like the reflective glitters in it. And then we also got some of these super pretty pastel purple rhinestones as well, which I did not use these today. Let's go ahead and get into the swatching. So the name of the reflective liner that I got today is Sugar Buttons. Again, it's just like a purple liner with beautiful reflective glitters in it. I absolutely love reflective products. I think that they're so pretty, and they can add like such a great accent to any nail, or even if you just want like a super extra disco effect, which you know, Macart's reflective line recently was the disco gels. So I just wanted to give a look of what it would look like on all different types of, you know, backgrounds, you know, typical like white, black, or clear. As you can see, it does look different depending on what background it is on. And this is how it looks when the flash is directly on it. I just cannot get over like how beautiful like the reflective glitters are. And then this is what it looks like outside of the flash. Still very pretty and sparkly, but you just don't get the reflective aspect of it unless it has like a bright light shining directly on it. And then I went ahead and I swatched the Scarlet Demeanor, and I really love this shade. As you can see, the pigment is super thin, so it is a reflective jelly, but I think that just adds to, you know, like the beauty of this gel polish, because it's like you don't have to go all out full on color to get a beautiful, like shimmery, glittery look. And as you can see here, you still can see the glitters very well, even without the flash on it. And here, as you see, as I add a little bit more on, you can definitely pick up more and more of the shimmer from the reflective glitters. And here you can see what it will look like when it is in the flash. Super, super pretty. And I love how with this you can still see like the pigment through the disco like glitters. And then I just went ahead and I swatched the polygels. I thought that the azalea, which is the color of the pink one that you see here, was going to be a little bit more pigmented. But you'll see once I like really started to work with it, I guess I must have put too thin of a layer, and it did end up kind of like looking more clear in my nail set. And then here's just a really good look at the shimmers in the gunmetal color. And this was just like a look one more time of what this reflective gel polish looked like with 2 coats. I think this was actually a little bit closer to 3 coats. So then I'm just kind of giving you like a rundown of what I'm going to use today. I decided to end up using the bats and the crosses that came in this little palette of like pieces that you would encapsulate. And I did end up using everything that I showed here except for the light purple rhinestones. So getting into the nail set, I went ahead and I did a peel off base coat, and then I'm going to be using the Macart XL C-Curve square tips that did come with one of my other Your Nail Lab boxes. I didn't look back and see which one it was, but it was one of those that I've gotten recently. And then I just used a random gel base coat that I had because I don't have any of their pump ups, you know, like liquid yet. So I just used a random base coat that I had to adhere the nails, and then I popped it into my little mini lamp, and I cured that for like a quick 10-15 seconds. And then when I had all of the nails on, I just put my whole hand into the bigger lamp that I have underneath my desk for like a full 30 seconds. Once I have all of my nails attached, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to just put a medium layer of the base coat again from the nail to the nail tip where the nail tip is stuck on, because I did do the pop off method and I just want to kind of give it a little bit more strength, especially because today I will be working with polygel, and polygel requires a little bit more force than acrylic does when working with it for me. So I just wanted to make sure that I had like a good anchor to the nail, especially because, you know, they're going to pop off if I put too much pressure. And then I will be using the brush that I showed. It is a number 8. I forget what type of brush it is. I got it on Amazon. I will link it below, but it's one that Polygel Vic had suggested in one of her videos, so I've just been using it ever since. And I definitely notice, like, if you're gonna do like freehand polygel and not with a dual form, I do suggest getting a bigger brush, except maybe near the cuticles. I definitely want to try using a regular polygel brush near the cuticles from now on, just to get in there a little bit more closely and not have to pull the polygel too far from the cuticle. And then I'm just gonna go ahead and I'm gonna buff the tips of the nails with a fine grit sanding band. The first thing that we are going to do in this nail set today is we are going to take the beautiful gunmetal shade, and we are going to do half of the index finger and half of the middle finger on opposing sides with this shade. I wanted to do kind of like half on one side, half on the other, and then the middle area being pink. You'll see a little bit better what I mean by that in a moment or two. And when working with polygel, I like to work with very thin layers, just because if not, I find that myself, I have a very hard time working with large amounts of polygel at once, and I just prefer to work in smaller sections. And also it makes it easier to cure, you know, not having like big globs of it, because I've also had an issue with doing too thick of a layer and then it not curing. And then when I go to file, I end up filing into that layer underneath, and it ends up making a huge goopy mess all over my nails that I thought had already cured. So pretty much what I'm doing is I'm just starting from, you know, one side of the nail, and I did my middle section, and then I went in, added a tiny bit more at the bottom, and then I added a little bit more at the top. I'm not really too concerned with, you know, building up the strength of the nail because this is a pop off set. I'm only really going to be putting what I need to on the nails to give it the look that I really want to. So I always try to do my cuticle area first, just because that's the part that's right on your natural nail, and that's the part for me that heats up super quick, and then I end up with a sticky mess. Please ignore the 5,000 cat hairs that you will see me pull off of these nails in the process. It's just something that happens around here. If you're new, you'll get used to it. I know I have. But yeah, so I'm pretty much just going to do that to both the index finger and the middle finger, and I will check back in with you after I go ahead and do the second layer of the gunmetal color. And I always cure in between each layer just so that I can, you know, get the shape that I want without having to struggle with so much product. So I went ahead and I did a second coat of the silver, and I also did the middle finger off camera as well, just because it's pretty much the same exact process, and I didn't want to have too much of the same footage. And then I just went in with a 100 grit file. This one is from Young Nails, and I just cleaned up the lines on, you know, like the middles where they're going to be meeting the pink. And then we went in on the pinky with the, I think it's like 13702. It's like a weird name. I don't know. It's like a number. I was kind of like, I don't know what it's from. I didn't look into it. I probably should have. But yeah, I think it's like 13702 is the name of the silver shade. And it is so pretty. Like, it reminds me of like molten aluminum. I don't know if you've ever seen, you know, what like molten aluminum looks like. But this is a very, very nice shade of poly gel. I was really enjoying working with it. The only thing, and now I know better for the future when working with it, that you want to be careful for is when you place multiple beads on top of each other, try to make sure that you like mold them together as best as possible, because the shimmer kind of leaves like, not like an indentation, but like a line. Like you can see the line of shimmer even if you like pat it down, of where one section ended and the other started. And I think it only happened to me on like one finger, but just something to keep in mind when working with it. So now we're going to go ahead and we're going to show the process for the clear section. Now, as you'll see, don't mind me scraping something off my brush. As you see, this, once it thins out, it does kind of turn clear, and I was really hoping that it would pick up more of the pink tint once I encapsulated the little pieces on here, but it really didn't. I mean, it is a jelly color, but I was just hoping it would have a tiny little bit more pigmentation, but it was totally fine because these nails turned out bomb.com anyway. So pretty much what I'm doing is I'm just going to put down a thin layer and give, you know, something for my the little holographic pieces that came with this set to sit on, and then I'm going to also encapsulate with the pink on top, and we're going to do the same thing on the middle finger as we did on the index finger as well. So here's where things got a little silly. For some reason, I was making this way more difficult than I needed to, and I had to call in reinforcement for my son to hold my mini LED light up to it so that I could cure these little pieces on. I don't know why I made this so difficult, because I did the middle finger just perfectly fine by myself. I don't know what was going on, what my problem was. I was just getting like really irritated. I think it was because I was disappointed with the pink not being as pink as I thought it was going to be. But I don't know, I was just getting like super irritated for pretty much like no reason. And I was making this way more difficult than it had to be, and I was like, hey kid, come over here, help me. Which, you know, he gladly did, because, you know, he doesn't really get to be a part of these videos too much, because you know, he's usually chilling with my youngest while I'm filming, or helping me with my youngest while I'm filming. And he's just like such a total help. He's really like the best kid ever. You know, but he's going through that age. He's going to be 13 this coming year, so, you know, he's going through that age where, you know, like 12, 13-year-old boys, if you know, you know. I don't really want to get too much into it, because he's going to watch this video later, and he's going to be like, Mom! But yeah, so I had my son help me, and then once we got all the pieces on and cured, I went back in with some more of the pink polygel, and we went ahead and encapsulated these little pieces. So this is what we're looking like with all of the little pieces encapsulated, and we're going to go ahead and we're going to work on the ring finger. So what I decided to do, because I was originally going to do the same thing with the pink and the little holographic slices on the ring finger, but I wasn't really feeling like the look of the first two fingers that I did. So I decided to do something a little bit different, and I ended up deciding to take the Scarlet Demeanor and kind of like ombre it, so to speak. Well, no, I mean, it is an ombre, but it's not like a perfect ombre. You'll see what I mean. But I decided to like put the Scarlet Demeanor down as like the bottom color for the ombre, and then I also added some of the holographic pieces in as well. You'll see that in a moment. And then I'm pretty much just going to take the 13702. I really hope that that's the name of it. I got kind of sick of calling it the silver color. And I ombre'd that over the top of the gel polish. So I'm pretty much just putting these little crosses in. I kind of almost did like a graveyard scene with some black gel polish over it, over like the Scarlet Demeanor here and the crosses. But I kind of thought that would be too much, and I didn't want to overpower the reflective and the holographic. So I just kind of left it alone as is. And then we just went in and encapsulated that with the azalea. And then I did the same thing on the thumb. If you're still watching, thank you so much for joining me today in this nail set. I know that this Halloween set is like super late, and I just still really wanted to post it. Like, I had such a great time doing this nail set. And this month's Your Nail Lab box was definitely thebomb.com. I haven't done a review on either of my last two boxes before this, just because, you know, I had like some personal issues with the items that came in them, and I didn't really think that it was fair, you know, considering that this is like a surprise subscription box. Like, you never know exactly what you're going to get. So, you know that going into purchasing these boxes. But I was like a little bit disappointed, because one month I did get like some random stuff, I felt like, and then the month after, like last month, I got some duplicate items, like items that I've gotten in previous boxes, and I've only been subscribed from this year. So I was a little bit salty cereal over that, but I didn't want to post like the videos of the unboxings, just because I didn't want to be like negative about it, because, you know, I know a lot of people really love their boxes, but I definitely wanted to at least put this video out because A, it's Halloween, and, you know, I didn't get to do any Halloween sets just because I've been so busy and I've been trying to get content out every week, but unfortunately that just has not been happening. I'm really trying to get on a schedule, but, you know, I do have a 17-month-old baby, so, and it's pretty much just me and my son here during the day when my husband is at work. So unfortunately, sometimes I just don't have a lot of time to get on and do nails, especially doing the pop-off method, because try to change a diaper with, you know, like 2-inch nails and you have a pop peel-off base coat, and let me tell you, they're all gonna go pop, pop, pop. You're gonna lose them all. And then you gotta glue them back on, and it's a whole thing sometimes. You know, so I've just been doing what I can do. But, you know, I really appreciate you joining me, you know, for these videos. And if you like my content and you're not subscribed already, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. And if you'd like to get notified every time I post a video, please also hit the notification bell next to the subscribe button. So we did our ombre with the silver, and now we're going to go ahead and I'm just encapsulating the 2 ombre nails with some clear that I had. I don't have any Macart clear, so I just used the clear that I had on hand. I have 2 clears. I don't remember which one it was. It might have been the Rosalind, but I really don't remember. So I went ahead and I filed and buffed off camera because I ended up losing 2 nails in the filing process, and I was just getting frustrated. So I said, you know what, whatever. I ended up actually popping them all off and filing and buffing them off of my hand, and then re-gluing them back onto the peel off base coat when I was done. It was a hot mess, but we got it done. We're here, we made it. So now I am just taking that reflective purple liner, and I am outlining the clear encapsulated holographic pieces, and I also do this on both of the nails. These subscription boxes are actually pretty cool because if you really think about it, you only pay $35 a month, and it's like $100 value or more every month in your box. I believe the polygels by themselves are like really expensive, just by themselves. Never mind, like you get gel polishes, you get liners, you get nail art, you know, like you get all kinds of things, and you don't have to get polygel. There's an acrylic box, and then there's a polygel box. They've been doing it where you take like a little quiz, and, you know, based off of your answers on that quiz, that's what you will get in your boxes. So I'm totally here for discounted nail products. So if you are interested in trying out, you know, like your Nail Lab subscription, I will leave all of the information down below in the description box, as well as any other information for any of the other products that I used today. And I will also include any of my discount codes that I have for other brands. So now I'm just going ahead and I'm doing a spiderweb design on the pinky. I didn't think that a Halloween set would be Halloween if I did not include a spiderweb, and I'm really glad with how it came out because I had tried to do a spiderweb on a friend a couple weeks back, and it was an epic failure. And somehow today when I was doing these nails, you know, like on myself, I got it in the first shot, so I was pretty happy with myself, and I think that it came out super, super cute. And basically what I did with all of my line work is I put down the first layer. So what you're seeing me do right now is the first layer, and then I cured it, and then I went back over with a second and third layer to not only boost the pigmentation and the glitter, but to also give you know, the lines some texture. I was really feeling like the raised bumpy look. As you can see here, it is much more you know, like it stands out more, and it is much more pigmented. Then I just decided to do some bloody drops from on the ring finger and the thumb. And I did the same exact thing where I did my baseline and then I went back in and I thickened up the lines and the color after I had cured it, and I did that I think like 2 or 3 times. And this is what the nails are looking like after I finished up my line work and my nail art with the glitter gels. And I was absolutely loving this. I think that came out so stinking cute. So then I decided to use some of the fuchsia rhinestones, and I made this cute little spider on my middle finger. I was absolutely loving it. I did struggle with the legs a little bit because I've never been like studious with my line work. I'm only really getting into nail art now that I'm doing a channel. I started doing nails at home by myself it's been a year now, but I've only been doing YouTube since about February or March. So I really only started doing like detailed line work or nail art once I started doing my YouTube tutorials. So it took me a little bit longer than I would have liked to get the legs right on the spider, but I still think that it came out super cute. And now that I have my spider dialed in and all of my nail art done, it is time to top coat and bring these glitters and shimmers to life. Even without the flash, look how absolutely stunning these glitter gels are, as well as the shimmers in the poly gel. I was really loving like the silver shimmer in the poly gel. Like, it was like, I don't even know how to explain it. Like, if you were to put glitter and like some water and shook it up, how it would like swirl and move. That's kind of what this silver poly gel reminded me of. And then as I was top coating my middle finger, I realized why I had decided to do those holographic slices encapsulated in the first place, and it came out so cute, and I was no longer mad at myself for doing that in the first place. This was such a great box this month. I really enjoyed it, and again, all of the information will be linked down below. Thank you again so much for joining me today, and congrats to Vanity Val for knocking this Your Nail Lab box out of the park. I absolutely loved every single product that I got this month. This box was thebomb.com, and these nails are for you, girl. Which she was really cool, and anybody that tagged her and anything that they created with this month's box, she threw it up on her story. So, you know, that's super down to earth, and I love that. And yeah, but these are the nails. My one and only Halloween set. But here's what they look like in the flash. Absolutely stunning. These products are beautiful. Thank you so much for joining me today. Don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button. Be kind to yourself, be kind to others, and I hope that you'll join me for future videos.